Dear guests, we have decided to give a Go for Europe prize for the prominent business person who most contributed to the relationship between Israel and Europe. It was obvious for us to choose as a first laureate Mr. Eli Horoviz, the founder of Teva. Dear Eli, I have an admiration for you as a visionary, as a leader, and also as one of the kindest person I've ever met. Furthermore, we value as a remarkable achievement your contribution in building business relations between Israel and Europe. Through your leadership, you transformed a small local player into a huge international pharma group, the number one in the world in generic market. Teva had acquired many European companies and had reached revenues of $16 billion, out of which $4 billion are from Europe. As a token of our appreciation, we would like to give you this modest sculpture. I hope we have it around. And also, the Go for Europe prize will provide in your name to the Foundation Gvaim, that is chaired by Yair Shamir, 10 scholarships for the training of 10 highly qualified immigrants from Europe in order to foster their professional success in Israel.
טוב, אם אני אומר שאני לא מתרגש, לא תאמינו לי. אז אני אומר לכם שאני כן מתרגש. They'll understand it. I told you, I think, once. I told many times to many friends of mine that I can talk in few languages, better, worse, important words, less important words. To be excited, I'm only in Hebrew. And allow me also today to be excited mainly in Hebrew. And I hope, is there a translation here? No? Wow. Okay, so I'll have to be excited in English. So if I'll tell you that I'm not excited, it will be, you won't believe me, and it is not true. I am excited. I don't know even from what. From time to time, I'm asking myself, when many things happen in life, why is it? Why is it me? Why is it not somebody else? Or the contrary, why is it me? I'm not a man that believes in fortune, in mazal as such. I do believe that people create fortune. And if people believe in something, and first of all in the fact that they can do it internally, I believe that in most cases they will do it. To speak about it is more difficult in English, as I said, than to say it. But I'll try my best. First of all, who am I? I'm an Israeli born in Israel. My parents came as pioneers in the 20s to dry the swamps. They met in a small village that while drying the smoke with the swamps, the joke in the family was that my father had a malaria with very high fever, and he didn't understand what my mother said, so he said, okay, I'll do that. And they were married many wonderful years. By the way, I'm also married more than few years. Last year, or a year and a half ago, I think you have been in this, I had a wedding celebration, and in the plaque that the children prepare, it was written, to the golden anniversary, +5, +1. And every time we postponed it, and it added the times. So after so many years, that really I'm an Israeli, I have no questions where I live, where my children will live. Financially, when people talk with me about the financial rating of Israel, I say that the Israeli risk for me is 0. And by the way, I calculate it as a 0. Many people tell me it's irresponsible, etc., etc., etc. Maybe yes, maybe not. That's my place. Here I was born. For me, it's no risk. Who are we today? Teva is not only the largest generic company in the world. I think that the very significant thing about Teva, which I'm very proud of, Teva is a company that always, but really always, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, strategy was the way of thinking, a way of doing, and the excellence in doing was based on strategy. And I'm very proud, and today I can say it because I sit already on the balcony looking on the guys playing around. Believe me, that is Teva. And that's what makes Teva, that's what made Teva, and as long as Teva will keep it, Teva will remain like that. Now I said as long as Teva will keep it. I think that today I could produce, for a nice fee, of course, a guarantee on the results of Teva of, let's say, 2025, 2030, maybe even 2050. Now, is 2050 eternity? Guys, it's tomorrow. Who is not preparing today 2050 will not arrive with a good result there. All the analysts are telling us quite in the same way what happened in the past. They also agree on what will happen in the future. They don't agree on the present. And the reason why they don't agree on the present suits the modern 21st century. Everything is known today. If I don't know something, I'll go to the Wikipedia or otherpedia and I'll get it within minutes. Not minutes, 3 days. What is my advantage or your advantage or your competitor or mine on my competitor? We know the same. The only one thing that we can surprise with is thinking differently. And differently doesn't mean that when I'm going today to develop an innovative product, I'm presenting myself against the big boys to fight with them on this thing. On the contrary. What we call in Hebrew, הפוך על הפוך. איך מתרגמים הפוך על הפוך? מי מתרגם לי הפוך על הפוך? No one. How? Contra contrario is not exactly English, but I accept it. The way of thinking must be very different. And very different means that in every slice of the issue, we are trying to find what is the opposition, what is the question that was not asked. How can I ask a question that will give me a relative good answer? What is a good answer? And only when you enter into those non-practical words like ideologies and ideas and values and the value of the guy who creates a new situation, the value of innovation. Where is the innovation? At the place that everybody finds it? Not at all. I always tell the same story to students. General Electric had Edison. Mr. Edison had created the electricity. After a short time, that I always say that I look when it was and always I forget, after a relatively short time, he called his board of directors. That was a representation of all the nobility of the United States and Europe. And he asked them, look guys, what are we going next? So everybody started. We are the first one with the electricity, Coca-Cola law. The first one gets 80%, the others 20%. So, and he stopped them and he said, you know, everyone will have electricity. Everyone. There is no possibility that others will not invent electricity. Not as good as ours. Much better than ours. Because we have created, you know, that the first one was on wind. And with wind you have this equilibrium of the distance. How much does it cost to transfer the wind, the electricity, and to create the wind? And it is a very clear formula. And they said everyone will have better one. And the real story of General Electric is that as far as I know, never ever they made a penny profit on electricity. All the profits are coming from the non-electricity production, from this simple equation that they've calculated and created a new way of thinking in business. Provoke, don't agree. Provoke, don't agree. Why didn't this clear question not asked? And you repeat, and repeat till it becomes part of the culture. And in Teva, we do have it. Without it, Teva is not the same Teva. And in Teva, those, you know, when I'm going to visit places, I'm trying to see, are they already Teva people or not yet? And I'm telling you that I can recognize it. In Teva, you won't see somebody that when the clock rings, he drops the pen. Never. I always pushed people to go home for dinner with families. And then, if you want, come back.